Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to FC Destiny with AC Capri. It is the start of season number 8. It's episode 46. We're coming off of a Coppa Italia win last episode, our first ever trophy. Just reflecting on it, I mean, that was insurmountable. The whole season, we played above our heads, we gained a ton of confidence, we beat a lot of really good teams last season. Josh Sargent outscored LaQuincy Ozefalk in the league, which is insane to think about, and now we're heading into season number 8 in this career mode, where we have Europa League matches. For the first time in our club's history, we're going to be in Europe, and we're going to get to play for the Italian Supercoppa in January. If you haven't already, though, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button. I know we've gained a lot of new fans of my channel through this series, and I hope we continue to do so in the future. This is just the beginning of something beautiful. We've been doing this for a few years now, and this edition of this career mode series has been very fulfilling, very exciting, lots of fun. Oh, I love this Capri team. Let's talk about it. Wrapping up from last episode, Josh Sargent scored a hat trick in the Coppa Italia final. Of course he was player of the episode. My god, what a performance, what a legendary moment, what a legendary season for this dude. So I gave him +3 finishing, +8 to his composure after that hat trick on the biggest stage. But now let's talk about goal of the season from season 7, 2 honorable mentions, and then I'll show off the winner. First honorable mention, that Dorgelis Nene spin against Sampdoria. Nene, oh my god, Dorgelis Nene! Are you kidding me? Oh, baby, what a goal! Second honorable mention, Samuel Mbube provided the assist of the season to Josh Sargent at the San Siro. Mbube searching for Sargent. He's onside! Josh Sargent scores! Unbelievable assist from Sam Mbube! This match is level. And the winner of the goal of the season from season 7, it was more about the moment, but the goal itself was actually such great quality. Mbube against Juventus in the Coppa Italia semifinals in extra time. Just what a moment. Pringle with it here. That's a good idea. Oh my god, just get there, use your pace. Mbube! Come on, he has a chance. Paddy Pringle, unbelievable! How did the not go in? Parisi has it. Pringle. It's Mbube! We're on to the final, baby! Come on! Now, let me show off the new third kit for AC Capri this season. But now let's get into storylines for the season, because there are some big ones. The first big one, we are in the Europa League for the first time ever. And from what I've seen in terms of big Premier League teams that may be in it as well, Chelsea and Man United will also be in this year's Europa League. Also, I remembered we are going to be playing for the Italian Supercoppa because we won the Coppa Italia, but unlike England's format of the Super Cup, it's extremely strange here in Italy. First of all, the Italian Supercoppa is a 4-team competition between the winners and the runners-up of both the league and the cup. So, we will be playing against Napoli in January. That's the other weird thing. And Juve is going to play Atalanta. We'll play the winner if we win. But the weirdest thing, why is this played in January, in the middle of every other competition this season? I don't know. But I think the weirdest thing about the Supercoppa is that it's not even played in Italy, typically. The 2025 Supercoppa, for reference, was played in Saudi Arabia. Why? I have no idea. But anyways, let's keep going with these storylines. We have a lot of returning faces from loan that are actually going to stick around and challenge some of our current players. The first one being a big name, Ricardo Galli, 74 overall, 85 potential. He's the highest potential center back we have, and the Italian is going to make his name at this club this season. Well, he's going to make it or break it, so we'll see. But he's really going to be our third choice, probably higher than Marco Curto just because of age and potential, but really third or fourth choice center back already. It's time to see what our new number 14 has in store. Another developing storyline, Roy Anderson has asked to leave the club. It was a mutual agreement to let him go. Odell Tingling did not see him as an option as much as he used to. The Jamaican made 116 appearances over 4 seasons for Capri. Maybe 5 seasons, I actually don't remember exactly. But he was a great player, just not elite. Can do a little bit of everything, but we've got so many young players that I think Odell wants to try out. Between the two parties, it's just going to be best if he moves on. Another returning player that actually caused a little bit of controversy, Sergiu Romanescu, Romanian goalkeeper, which you can see has already been sent back out on loan to Dundee FC, but this was the first time we really considered using him. He's a 74 overall. He definitely could be Luigi's backup, but we like Anthony Riccioppi, and to be honest, Luigi is going to play so much, and he is truly the leader of this club, so I don't think Sergio Romanescu would play as much as we'd like him to, but what I'm thinking is this will be the last season where Riccioppi's the backup. We're gonna move on from him, and then Romanescu or Vercauteren will become the backup full-time after this season for Luigi. Another name returns, and before I show you this player, let me just preface what you're about to see. This man had a major concussion while he was on loan in Germany, and it almost derailed his career, but he worked his way back, and he played super well. So over 2 seasons, a lot happened for this player, but he is seen as an absolute warrior. He was beloved by every club we sent him out on loan to, and he is now returning to AC Capri. Welcome back to Vida Tukuafu from loan. I don't think you could have possibly measured that kind of excitement before his loan, but this guy now has a reputation, and you can see it with his helmet. This man is electric. The definition of high work rate. Tavita Tukuafu is an elite pressing midfielder, or at least he was on loan. He's definitely going to be worked back into the system. He's our 4th choice midfielder, 74 overall, only 80 potential for the Tonga midfielder, Tongese midfielder. I don't know, what do you call a person from Tonga? But anyways, he's got 2 stats that you cannot go without talking about. He's got his high stamina, and he's got 85 aggression. This guy will do anything to win out there. I'm very excited to see a little bit of Tavita Tukuafu. TT is very much a storyline going into this season. That's who's going to be replacing Calroy as our 4th option in the midfield. Although we still have 3 players ahead of him that have very good ability and potential. Henrik Skav has 86 potential. Love him. Tommaso Parisi, we bought him. We absolutely love him. We've yet to see the best from him, and I think there's a lot of good to come from Tommaso Parisi. And then there's Sam Mbube, who got the upgrade to 78 overall, 81 potential now. His value went up. He's almost 20 million in value now for his midfielder. A true legend of this club for sure. But it's not to say that we're not gonna play Tavita Tukuafu. I'm just excited to see him whenever he comes on the pitch now. And with the way he plays, he's gotta wear that helmet. He worries about getting another concussion. It's precautionary, but if anything, that should tell you what kind of player we're dealing with. Another name returns for Capri this season. It's a striker. It's Mo Money. The American returns. He is definitely gonna challenge Paddy Pringle for his spot, but I think we're most likely going to sell Mo Money. Probably not until January, though. We don't have intentions of selling him immediately. I want to see him play. I want to see how he does. I want to see if this pushes Paddy Pringle to step up a little bit. It was a down year for the Scottish striker last year. A lot of opportunities in the cup, even in the league, and he just didn't finish very many of his big chances like Josh Sargent did. But that's not to say we don't love Paddy Pringle. His potential is down to an 80 now, but his overall is up to a 74. At 21 years old, there's still an opportunity for him to really step up and maybe get hot, and that would push Mo Money out, and that would maybe push Josh Sargent on his way out. But I mean, at this point, Josh Sargent is the man up front. There's no doubt about that. These are just who's going to be his backup for now. And he's 31 years old. I don't know when he's going to start regressing, because last year he actually got better. Now he's up to an 81 overall. And I'm sure you've already seen it. How could you not see it jumping off of the screen? The pink hair of Eko Saran. A new look for the Indonesian winger. Absolute legend of Port Vale, where we're getting him back from loan. is back from his loan. And this is one of those where I almost just wish we could see his stats, could wish we could see what happened out on his loan, because he's a 76 overall. When we loaned him out to Port Vale, I don't even think his potential was a 75. Now he's a 76 overall, 79 potential for Echo Saran. So whatever he did at Port Vale was so legendary that the game increased his overall and potential. He's 25 years old, so he's got a lot of his career left, but the big decision to make now is we've got Echo Saran back. We've got Yasun Tatar, who we really like after last season. I think he's got a ton of potential, only 80 potential as a rating, but 74 overall, and he's a great little player. But I think it's tough because Dorgelis Nene is clearly the first option on the right wing, but he's got two excellent backups now, and I don't really know how we're going to use him, but I think it's going to start as a 50-50 timeshare, similar to what we're going to do with Patty Pringle and Mo Money. Now, as we transition out of storylines and into talking about the squad, I am going to talk about most of these players, but I kind of did just highlight the big things from the squad. Let's head into the Google Sheet, which if you don't know about it already, you must know in this career mode that the Google Sheet is awesome. We've got everything in here in terms of where we've been in this career mode, things you just can't track in the actual game, where we finished in the table, how many points we've had, goals for, goals against, what date is it in the save, how have we done in the cup, have we been in Europe, and then we move on to the next tab. You've got every player, their overall potential, age, market value, where are they in the world, are they on loan, how are they loaned in. This page also has player of the episodes, what I've given for overall upgrades, potential upgrades, anything for player of the episode, player of the season upgrades, countries we've scouted for the Youth Academy based on your recommendations, who's in the Youth Academy, which I don't show potentials until they get to the senior team, but man, it is all in here, and we're not even halfway done. Transfer history. Look at how deep we've made it at this point. You can see we've loaned in just one player, but who we've bought, who we've sold, for how much. Our current record signing is Adrian Wagner. We paid $42 million for him, and our record transfer selling, which I don't think is ever going to be beaten, is LaQuincio Zayfauk, of course, going to Fiorentina for 66 million euros. And then maybe my favorite tab. This is the one thing I wish EA could just freaking put in the game. Just tell us, what have these players done for their career? It's not that hard. Every other game does it in sports. I just don't understand why this can't be tracked in the game. But anyways, we've got some numbers here. How many goals have these players scored in their career for Capri throughout this series? Appearances, assists, clean sheets, everything. And I do track pretty much everyone, but I just show off the top 15 in bolded colors and all that. But it's just funny to think that there's only been 3 goalkeepers that have made an appearance for Capri in this series. Kind of crazy. 60 assists for Armando Echeredana over all of our seasons. He's played almost every match, 252 appearances in his career. Luigi's got 55 clean sheets, and these are all definitely comparable as well. You can look at past Google Sheets from past career modes as well if you go back in my other series. Barrow Town was definitely where we saw some records made. Masamba Njai had 106 clean sheets in his career for Barrow Town, so Luigi is just about halfway there to Masamba, and we only have 2, 3, maybe 4 seasons left of this career mode. So I don't think Luigi's passing Masamba. However, Armando at 60 assists, 34 away from the all-time record of Josh Nisbet, which is 94. I think that's actually pretty possible. It just depends if we get through 3 or 4 seasons. I think it's likely it's 3 seasons, but 4 seasons could be possible with Capri. It is a long grind this year. Although I don't know if Armando or anyone is beating the Josh Nisbet number of 444 appearances all time. That is a lot. Heading back into the Capri Google Sheet, there's also a trophy case, which now I can very excitedly show off to you guys because we actually have a trophy in the trophy case to show off. One Coppa Italia in the books, baby. And then there's also 2 other tabs that I've started to edit here in the Capri Google Sheet. I've put every single player we've had up here in this career mode series since I started with Battersea in FIFA 23, all the way from Roberto Firmino, all the way to Armando Echeverria. You can see what countries we've had so far, how many appearances certain players have had, and then the other tab I've made at the end is all-time records for this series. This is only only our third year of doing it. I hope we build this out even more over the next few years. But before we head out of the Google Sheet, I just want to show you where you can find this if you don't know. If you are in one of my videos, you can scroll down to this description of the video, and then in there I keep a couple things, but mainly the Google Sheet. You click on it and that is how you get to it. And there's just so much to check out in here. It's really, honestly, it's one of my favorite things I do in career mode. But now let's get back into the actual things we're gonna do in this episode. Let's go through the team pretty quickly. I've already gone through the major highlights and the storylines coming into this season, but there's a few others that I want to touch on before we get into things. I think the big thing I want to notice is player of the season from last season, Luigi Rigatoni. Absolutely deserving. God, what a player. What a season he had. This is a legend of the club. No matter if he were to leave now, if the series ended now, he'd be a legend forever. He's been here since day one, and now he's upgraded to an 81 overall. That's a +2. 84 potential, that's a +3. So I think that is a completely deserving upgrade. He's one of the best keepers in the league for sure. And now he's starting to challenge the thought of, can he be one of the best in the world? Who knows? But some other upgrades across the club. Let's talk about Leao Brito. 74 overall is a +2 to his overall. 80 potential is right where he was, and he was absolutely brilliant in the cup. Looking forward to seeing more of him. I almost think he has a chance to push Sha Tom a little bit more than I thought. Sha Tom's a brilliant player, one of the best intercepting fullbacks in the world. Defensively, he's a wizard, he knows what he's doing, and he doesn't stop running. He's got to add that ability to get forward a little bit more for me to absolutely love him, but he's a great player. You never know. I think Leao Brito showed last season, maybe it's not so secure at left back, but that's a good problem to have. Both great players. Liban Damak with a new haircut and a new attitude. This dude is electric alongside Adrian Wagner. Both of them got upgrades that I didn't even do, it was the game. Dynamic potential got Adrian Wagner up to an 85 overall. He has 89 potential now. Truly one of the best center backs in the world, no doubt about that. And the big thing that I said before last season is that we're gonna block a lot of shots, especially with that play style, and especially with how we play. We just get in the way, we have some smart defenders. And my god, I don't think there's two center backs that block more shots in the world than Wagner and Damak. And the Somali Hammer, I'm just looking forward to seeing more of him. 82 potential now, what a player. And a fresh cut, no more afro. Things are getting real for Liban Damak. He's growing up before our very eyes. I already mentioned it, Sam and Bube got a nice upgrade, 78 overall, now 81 potential, that's a +2 to his potential, and I think he definitely deserves it. Second half of the season, he was everywhere. He was doing what he has done best since he started playing for this club way back when. Another legend of the club, South African legend. Let's just take a moment to admire Tavita Tukuafu's helmet just one more time. At least this episode. We're gonna see it a lot this season, I can already tell you that. Another storyline thing I want to watch this season, Tommaso Parisi. Definitely played well, but I think we can get a lot more from him this season. His ability speaks for itself, but can he put it together for a whole season and even more than he already has? He's still only 22 years old, so we have given him a little bit of grace, but I think he can be our best midfielder this season and forever. But the best midfielder at this club, if you consider attacking midfielders, my god, Armando Echeverria, what a player. 11 assists. Absolutely fantastic. His potential, with dynamic potential, is up to an 85. Samuele Martino, another fantastic season we get to talk about. He was outstanding in the cup, got us to the final really, and was outstanding controlling the game with the ball. He's so good with it. Very excited for more of Titano. This is the biggest one though. This is the player I think I am the most excited to see what we get out of him this season. As you see with Ibufe, our new striking legend. What I'm excited to point out is that we're moving him to striker with a development plan. I don't usually do this, but I think that's going to help him develop into the player that we envision him being for our future success. I know Josh Sargent is coming off of an amazing season and is our striker right now, but I think Ibufe is going to challenge even Josh Sargent this season. I don't think you understand how many goals we may try to get with him. This is going to be a little bit longer of a season. We're going to play with more episodes and we're going to play more of the matches, I think, but man, I want to get Ibufe as many goals as we can. This kid has tons of potential. Only 83 potential in the game right now though, but I want to get that up. Just a note for one of our players growing out on loan, Tyron DeGuara, the Maltese Messi, 91 potential. That's only gone up out on his loan. He's already up to a 69 overall. I think he's grown by like 8 or 9 in 2 seasons. He is definitely the top prospect in the Capri Academy, the Capri youngsters, so just keeping an eye on him out on loan in Switzerland now. Already talked about it, Eko Saran and Yasun Tatar, very interesting to see what happens there. Mock Saka got called up from the academy, and we sent him out on loan to our loaning feeding ground, Galway United. I think we have like 6 or 7 players there. Ah, I love it. Last thing I want to mention are 2 strikers out on loan. Yodo Goto, 70 overall, 80 potential. He's been doing very well for Borussia Dortmund, number 2. And there's a very small chance we see him in this career mode, but I don't know. I'd like to maybe see him, but I think there's a chance we see Juan Carlos Herrera, already up to a 67 overall, 88 potential. What I'm assuming is turning into a legendary Swindon Town career. I mean, him and Ibu Faye could be the future at striker for us if Paddy Pringle or Mo Money don't work out, but right now I think the big thing at Capri that you've probably noticed, we have got tons of options. Now, we didn't bring any players in, but there are 2 players we're going to sell. I already talked about Ka'Roy Anderson. He wants to play more. We're not going to play him as much as he wants, so he's on his way out. The other player we're going to sell is Alfredo Di Napoli. He's an OG in this career mode. He was a great player in the lower leagues, but he hasn't been developing super fast out on loan. He's 26 now, so we're going to take advantage of his value probably being the highest it can be. We're going to sell him. And that's honestly it. So we're only going to sell 2 players. We're not buying anyone. This team is constructed so well right now from top to bottom. It's just about waiting and developing and hopefully lots of success in the future right now. Last thing I want to cover in this episode is the Academy, which has done us so well so far in this career mode. A lot of Academy players are turning out. But right now, this is what our Academy looks like, and we are going to play some Academy tournaments this season and just see what we have in some of these players. Very high potential for Thomas Dijkstra. Costello also has a pretty high potential, and I think Simon does as well. They're all kind of high. I think they're all in the 80s or high 70s. It's a pretty solid academy right now, but I am going to send out our scouts before we start this season. So we're going to send out Quack Gun to England to look for a center back, and that is thanks to this comment here. And I just appreciate all of you guys in the comments, so I want to give any kind of love I can anywhere in this career mode. I'm always looking for suggestions. I'm always looking to do what you guys want me to do, as long as I really do want to do it. I'm not going to totally just go in any direction for you guys, but I obviously appreciate you guys very much. Dong Chi is going to go to Italy to look for goalkeepers, and Francis Paul is going to look in Jamaica, looking for Odell Tingling's countrymen for all defenders and strikers. Just see what we can get, and honestly, that's all we're going to do in this episode. We're going to get into our season next episode, and let me show you who we're going to be playing, but we're not going to do the preseason. I just wanted to go over things, set up a big season, and we are going to start off against Bologna next episode, but we're going to do 4 matches like we always do. So Bologna, Genoa, Cagliari, nothing really crazy, and Sassuolo. We may even play Lecce. I don't know. I want to play a lot of games this season with this team. And then I think the Europa League will start sometime around here at the end of September. So I'm sure matches will get moved around. But I'm very excited to see who we match up against in the Europa League, how we do in the league. There's just so much to look forward to this season, especially in this career mode where we're at right now. How many goals are we going to get from Ibu Faye? So many questions to be answered, all starting next episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed getting into the details, into the weeds in this episode with me. If you want to see anything else, obviously let me know in the comments. Make sure you smash that like button and consider subscribing as always. But as always, this has been Therios. You'll never walk alone.